Now I know what you all are thinking. Sebastian, what happened to your gorgeous beard? Well, that's what happens when you make a bet with your dad on Thanksgiving. You lose and you have to shave it off. But we're not here to talk about that today, no siree. Today, we're here to talk about a delicious pasta dish that is quick and easy. I'm talking about a Tuscan chicken pasta. I'm Sebastian Register, and this is Register for Dinner, so stay tuned. If you haven't watched my last video, this is Hendrix. He's the newest member of the RFD gang, and he and I both love Tuscan chicken. And if you do too, make sure you go ahead and smash that subscribe button down below, hit that little notification bell, and join the RFD gang. Now let's get started. Tuscan chicken is one of those pasta dishes that will trick your friends into thinking that you've been cooking it up all day, but in reality, it only takes about 30 minutes. So this is the perfect dish on a busy work day or school day. So the first things that you're going to want to do is get a pot or pan that is up to medium-high heat. Drizzle it with about, I would say, 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And a lot of recipes out there call for chicken breast, but I'm using boneless, skinless chicken thighs because truthfully, I think chicken thighs have a much better flavor than chicken breast. And they remain a lot juicier and succulent throughout the cooking process. And you're gonna wanna give these a little bit of help with some flavor by giving it a good pinch of salt and a few cranks of some freshly ground black pepper. And we're gonna cook the chicken thighs all the way through and then take them off the heat and then cook the rest of our ingredients. And this is great because this is a one-pan dish. So just give it a couple minutes. It should take about, I would say, 7 to 8 minutes to fully cook. So after about 7 to 8 minutes of cooking, you can see that now the chicken thighs are pretty much finished cooking. They've got a wonderful sear on them. And I'm going to transfer them just to a plate so they can rest. And you don't want to clean out the pan. You want to leave all those little bits of chicken and grease at the bottom because that's just going to add additional flavor to your Tuscan chicken. Sit that to the side. And then what I'm going to add next is I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of some butter. Just melt this down. To that, I'm going to add 4 cloves of minced garlic. Can't waste any of the garlic. I don't know about you, but I put additional amounts of garlic in all of my dishes. When I look at a recipe and it's like 2 cloves of garlic, I'm like, let me double that. Perfect. And then what I have in this bowl is I have a cup of sun-dried tomatoes that I've gone ahead and already julienned. Add that right in. Smells great. And then now it's just time to add a little bit of seasoning. So I have a tablespoon of Italian seasoning and 1 teaspoon of granulated garlic. Getting too excited, I can barely speak. And you just want to cook this just for about a minute or so just to release a lot of the aromas from the spices and the herbs. Perfect. All right. And now it's time to add some of the wet ingredients. So I have over here a cup of heavy whipping cream, 2 cups of whole milk, and then 1 cup of some shredded Parmesan cheese. And that's also going to help to thicken up the sauce. Give it just a quick stir. And now I'm going to add half a teaspoon of some chili flakes. These are optional. You know me, I love my spice, I love my heat. So these aren't optional for me, but if you don't care for spicy, you can leave these out. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this up just until it starts to boil, and then I'll add my pasta. All right, now that my liquid has been brought up to a boil, now we can add the penne pasta. So I have 10 ounces of penne, and just add that right in. And you're gonna cook this, honestly, until it's al dente. So I would say probably around 10 to 11 minutes, okay? But if you need to, you can always taste and adjust and cook longer or less if you need to, okay? All right, so after about 10 to 11 minutes, my pasta is at the perfect al dente consistency that I want it. So now I'm going to add 3 cups of spinach. And if you ever cook with spinach, then you know that this will pretty much convert down to nothing. So don't worry when it tops pretty much the top of your pan because it will literally turn into like a tablespoon of spinach. It's crazy. This thing is pretty much just all water. But we're just going to cook the spinach until it's nice and wilted, and then we'll add our chicken in. And if needed, adjust seasonings to taste. But just like that, we're pretty much done. I mean, this, like I said, this is a quick, easy 30-minute meal. and it's very good. Honestly, people will think that you spent all day slaving in the kitchen over this, but little do they know it only took one pan and 30 minutes. All right, so as you can see, my spinach is already starting to wilt. So now I'll add in the cooked chicken thighs and just combine everything. And just like that, you have a beautiful Tuscan chicken pasta. The boys and Maggie are gone, so I'm about to break all house rules and dig straight into the pan. It's time to taste test this. Oh man. And more than likely you get third-degree burns, but it's about to be so worth it. Let me get a little bit of chicken too. Oh. Hot, but so worth it. In my opinion, the sun-dried tomatoes are kicking. They add the right amount of acidity to the creaminess. Outstanding. But just like that, we're done with yet another episode of Register for Dinner. I'm your host, Sebastian Register. And if you enjoyed today's video, can't wait for us to cook something else up, make sure you smash that like button, comment below, and subscribe. But until next time, stay hungry, my friends.